If there is blood running through your veins, then there is life force running through your veins because that blood is bringing oxygen with it and taking out carbon dioxide. We are a magnificent force of nature. What we have forgotten, though, is that we're animals. We belong to the animal kingdom. We're no better nor less than any other form of life on earth. And it's in remembering this that we bring our humanity to bear in every situation. It is almost impossible to live without faith, hope, love, without the forces of life, which are the force of trust, unity, harmony, the feeling of belonging, peace, kindness, cheerfulness even, and definitely harmony and serenity. When we attempt to live without any of these, we find that we start getting our energies dragged down to a level where we feel stagnant and our energies stagnate. Now, water is the most powerful force on earth, and we are made up mainly of water, which means we are innately, biologically powerful beings. Why do we not remember this on a daily basis? Why do we give our powers over to circumstances and other beings to destroy our own sense of self? That is because we've forgotten who we are. And is it the forgetting that we need to look at and we need to work with and bring in the remembrance that we are just as powerful as every tree, every plant. We're as free as every bird that flies, flaps its wings and takes off and flies. When we see the magnificence and the beauty of a butterfly, to know that we are also that beautiful. That is what we're missing. And so we eat from a place of suppressed emotions, a place of stagnation, and therefore we attract what we call food, which are really food-like substances and not food, of that same energy, of that same vibration, that low vibration. When we function at low vibration, we attract people, circumstances, events, and food-like substances of that vibration, and our lives then manifest that, and our lives become that. When we want to raise up out of the senselessness and the feeling of exhaustion and tiredness and the feeling of despair from our own being, all we need to do is go back internally and connect with our breath, because it's the breath, that life force called pranayama in India and in yoga, and start embracing the truth of who we are. We're magnificent beings of nature, and we are here to procreate with nature, to create and to be mindfully present for each moment. When we do that, we find that our own inner being expands to the point where we start radiating so much light that we attract only other beings of that same vibration. We attract foods of that vibration. We attract water of that high vibration level, and we begin to completely and totally immerse ourselves in a world of stewardships of our own lives and of everyone else on earth and everything else on earth, rather than being consumers. It is the idea that we're consumers that pulls our energies down, that has us feeling that nothing is ever enough and that we're not good enough. Please, I implore you to give up that fantasy of us being consumers. We're not. Bless the farmers, bless the farmhands, bless anyone who works with the land, those who work and help to tend to injured animals, those who assist us when we are injured, those who give their lives meaning by delving deep within themselves and coming up with the most stunning works of art, whether it's in poetry or in painting or in music or in dance or in all the different artistic forms in which we express ourselves. I say, come back to self. Come back to the deepest part of who you were when you were born. before you had that magnificence shouted out of you, abused out of you, beaten out of you, raped out of you. Return to the presence of yourself, and we all stand to benefit. And that is why I now am here to invite you to return to the presence of yourself and to give up this idea that you're a consumer, that you have to go to a university because that's what you're told to do, that your whole worth depends on if you have a degree or not, or which university or college you went to, or if you even went to one. Your own worth simply comes from the intrinsic knowledge that you were born and that life was given to you. So embrace it, magnify it, amplify it, and join me in celebrating life as we totally and completely manifest all of the beauty and the light that is within each of us. Here on this channel where you're watching right now, and on my website, elegantlyrawdorit.com. See you in the future, or see you when you get to that point where you begin to see not just yourself,